Hey everybody, I'm CJ and welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute since I have made a video. It's actually been like over a year since I've made a video, but I recently started like book blogging again and just kind of felt like making booktube videos was kind of more my style. So here I am. If I'm here to stay, who's to say? But we're gonna have fun while we're here. I just want to say a huge thank you to my friend Heather for basically inspiring me to start making these videos again. Heather makes her own booktube videos. You can check her out at Generous 1 Star. I absolutely adore Heather and I love her takes on pretty much everything. So let's get into the topic of today's video, which is what I've currently read so far in 2025. Ooh, shout out to Heather for doing this video a couple of days ago. So anyways, so far in 2025, I have read 5 books out of the 12 that I had wanted to read this year. It's amazing how many books I can read in January. Like, it's absolutely nothing. And then like the rest of the year, I'm just like, whatever. So what did I read, you ask? Let me share with you guys what I read. So the first book that I read for 2025 was Scream for Us by Molly Doyle. This was a novella. It was like their Masked Men novella series, and I really liked it. I enjoyed how fast-paced it was, and honestly, like, I really had no complaints about the novella. It had the spice, it had high stakes, masked serial killer men wearing serial killer masks. It did the job. I rated this book, let's see, oh my gosh, I rated this book a 3 out of 5 stars. The second book that I read was an arc from NetGalley, actually, for a book called Hauntress by Minotauro Mochizuki, and I gave this a solid 3 out of 5 stars, mainly because this was manga and I'm not very familiar with reading manga. When I first started reading it, I was really like confused because I wasn't sure how to read like each panel, but the story itself was actually really good. It honestly reminded me of The Grinning Lady. If you know, you know. That's what this book reminded me of. It was basically this story of this obsessed woman who becomes obsessed with this kid and is like stalking him severely, and it just goes on like this. And the artwork is gorgeous, it's terrifying, and I loved the artwork. So that was my second read of 2025. So let's talk about the book that I DNF'd. I DNF'd Bloodshed by Molly Doyle. And I DNF'd this mainly because I feel like this world is better explored through novellas. I really love her characters in the Order of the Unseen series. I love the Masked Men, but I feel like there just isn't enough content for them to be a full-length novel. You're free to agree with me and you're free to disagree with me, but that's just how I feel. I feel like this series would have done better as a series of shorter novels as opposed to 2 full-length novels and 2 novellas. So unfortunately, I DNF'd that bad boy. My 5-star read, my very first 5-star read, and probably my favorite book of the year, I'm gonna say so far, Lights Out by Nevessa Atlin. I don't know what kind of spell Nevessa wrote in betwixt the lines of these pages of her own writing, but holy fuck was this book good. This satisfied like every single craving I had for what I needed in a book at that moment in time that I needed it. Like, no notes, 10 out of 10, 100,000,000,000% out of 10. Loved this book. I have nothing bad to say about it. Okay, this book was so good. This book was so good. If you're feeling like you need some masked men on TikTok and trauma nurse, drama, mafia family, couples who slay together, stay together, romance, Nevessa's got you covered in this one. So that was my first and only 5-star read so far. The next book that I read was called Teddy, a paranormal teddy bear stuffed animal romance. This was by Christina Mattingly. And what did I rate this? I think I rated this a 3-star as well, mainly because this book was entertaining. This book was funny. It was cute. The writing kind of felt like a little less adult, and I definitely had to question the maturity of the main character. There is a cheating trope in this, so if you don't like cheating tropes, like, best to just steer clear of Teddy. I really like reading romance, like paranormal romances where like inanimate objects come to life. And that leads into the next book that I read, actually, which was Airpeen by Holly Wilde. This one was a ride, okay? And there's no pun intended with that one. Airpeen. Okay, where do I start? This girl is on a business trip and she's getting on a plane, and then they bump her to like the special class in which the plane seats come to life. They don't turn into people, okay? So this is the part that threw me off, and this is why I docked a star, is because they're plane seats with peens. That's what it is. So they don't shift into humans. They stay airplane seats. Yeah. It was funny. It was extremely entertaining. Y'all just have to read this book because, like, I don't really know what to say about Airpeen other than, so that's it for what I've read so far in 2025. Are they necessarily like the best books aside from Lights Out? I am just having a ball reading what I want and whatever. I'm currently reading an e-copy of Flanagan by James H. Longmore. This was sent to me by Hellbound Books. So shout out to Hellbound Books for sending me a copy of this book. It's wild so far, okay? Like, I can't really like put into words what the fuck is going on. Like, if you're into extreme horror, like graphic depictions of violence, etc., I would definitely consider checking this out. I'm only about 25% of the way through it, and it's just really getting started right now. So I'm really excited to see where Chris and Helen end up in this story. I'm also listening to an audiobook of Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. The book came out back in January, and I was really excited to read it, to listen to it, whatever. And honestly, I've kind of just put it on the back burner because I am not vibing with it. I don't really know how to feel about this. I'm only on the 3rd chapter, and I love Grady Hendrix. And this one is just, it feels off. The vibe is just not vibing. This may be another DNF. I'm gonna give it 2 more chapters to see what happens, and I don't know, fam. It's probably gonna be a DNF. I'm just not vibing with it. Anyways, that just about wraps up this video. I hope you guys liked it, okay? I'm not really like trying here. I'm really just coming here to like talk about books and like make friends. I just want to talk about books. There's literally no aesthetic. Like, you can see my kid's dollhouse in the background. So don't expect much more than that from me. I'll see you guys in the next video.